Hi, we're going to do my crab salad, and I use imitation crab for this. Very inexpensive. You can find it in just about any store. This package is an 8-ounce, and I start with taking the entire content out of the bag. Well, they usually just slide right out. This one's not. This one seems like, feels kind of like it might have been frozen at the store. But I guess it could be worse. Okay, usually it comes out in one chunk. This time it didn't, so we are just going to work with what we've got on it. There we go. So we're going to chop. I'm doing more like a dice. It's probably less than 1/4 of an inch thick, one direction. Then I'm going to turn it and do the same thing in the other direction. If it was a chop, it would be about a 1/2 inch instead of a 1/4 inch. This is a dice, not a chop. Okay, so that's all diced up. Put it in my container. Then I'm going to mix this in. Oh, it's kind of going everywhere. Okay, here's our imitation crab diced up and ready for our next step. Up a 1/4 cup of black olives. I keep my black olives in juice and in a glass jar in the refrigerator, so they're always there and ready to go. Now there's a 1/4 cup without being diced up. Now I'm going to just dice these real quick. I'm going to slice them this direction. I kind of want to take my slices kind of thin, or the width between each slice a little thin. I'm going to turn it and do it this way. I always buy whole olives because I never know when I want to just add some whole olives to a salad, or now I'm going to just do some chops this way. I mean, black olives is rather soft to cut through, so, but I use them as whole. I use them in my salads, personal salads, and so much more. But there's diced olives. So if you've seen my other videos, which was, here's the most, one of them was celery, hearts, and leaves. And I am in the midst of trying to start making some crab salad. So I wanted to go through this. Looks like some of this is getting a little bit old, so I'm just going to rinse this real quick. This is using leaves. Oh, that one went bad. You do want to go through this every once in a while and make sure that all our product that's been sitting in the fridge looks like the centerpieces with the leaves on it. The lighter colored is what's gone bad. It's not really bad, but I don't know. I don't want to eat it, and if I'm not going to eat it, I'm not feeding it to someone else. So, this is what was in there. I mean, it's not like really bad. It just looks like it's not that appealing, so I'm just going to pull it out. Okay, I'm just going to give the rest of this to the chickens. So this will be the last of my leaves. So I rinse that off just one more time for good measure. And when you're doing celery leaves, you want to do them real small, because you're breaking loose some of those flavors that are in there. One direction, and then it's probably about 1/8 of an inch between the slices. And that's how you do celery leaves. Probably should have showed you a little bit longer. Anyways, here are more of the heart parts where it's a lighter color. and I want to dice this. So because going at an angle keeps your celery crisp longer, we're going to go at an angle. It also opens up more avenues for the celery seasoning to come out. There you go. I did it. It was a smaller one. And I'm going to do another half just for GP. Maybe I'll do the whole thing. So there's some diced celery, and we're going to do one more piece. Now you can stop here because this is more of a thicker dice, or you can just go take your knife one direction, take it another direction. You want to do this because these don't cut down as easily as black olives or something soft like that. So we're just going to do a few times through, and that looks pretty good to me. Here is an 8-ounce package of imitation crab diced. We have a 1/4 cup of diced onions, 1/4 cup of diced black olives, and a 1/4 cup of diced celery, along with about a tablespoon of diced celery leaves. We're going to dust with some pepper. We're going to dust with just a touch of salt. And then we're just going to put a nice layer of celery salt over top. So now we're going to do a 1/2 cup of Miracle Whip. I think we're going to need maybe a couple more tablespoons than that, but we're going to give this a shot. Mix it up real good. And there we go. That is crab salad. Quick, easy, and if you've watched my other videos about clean, prep, and store celery and onions, and so on, you would have seen that that all basically come from those videos. I like to keep that stuff ready in my fridge so that I can make something like this really quick. There you go. Thanks.